Hey, today I'm going to show you guys how to create an assembly. And it's going to look something like this. So this is going to be your two components of your ornament that you're going to assemble together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your sketch and you're going to give it some volume. So I know with some of us, we've been having a hard time finding the blue surface. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix that. So I'm going to edit my sketch. In here, if I click off profile, that's where you can see the blue surface. So I'm going to fix that way. Okay. And now I'm going to extrude it. So I'm going to click on my extrude. I'm going to click the surface and then I'm going to give it a depth of 3 if I'm doing wood. And if you're doing clear acrylic, it's going to be a depth of 6. So you can see here, I've already done it. You've got an extrusion or protrusion of 3 millimeters. All right. And then if we hide our sketches, you can see that that's what it looks like. I've gone and made it white because that's the color I want to paint it. So I actually made it wood material because that's what I want to make it out of. So in the in here, there is a folder that's wood. I think it's way at the bottom. Oh my goodness. If we go all the way to the bottom, almost there, you got wood. And so you can make it either birch or you can make it MDF right there. And then you can also make it a color. So I've already made it wood. So what I'm going to do, if I make it birch here, I'm just going to drag it onto that. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that birch. So I'm going to change its appearance. And I'm going to make it white. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to save it. Okay, so now I've got one component. So that's maybe my first layer. I go and I do the exact same thing with my other layer. So I give it the thickness of the material, and then I made this one red. Okay, and so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a third component in Fusion 360, but it's actually going to be an assembly, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So if I go all the way back to the beginning, I have nothing, okay? And so what I do is I just bring in my back layer first. I drag it in. I can put it anywhere because it's the very base layer, so I can just sort of move it around and I press OK. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in my front layer, and I can sort of place it on top. That's not really what I want to do. I want to get in the general area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a joint. And so what I want to do is I want to click, let's say this joint right here, and then I want to click that joint there. And then I just want to move it up a little bit there so you can play around with it. Now mine don't quite match up the way that they should, just because I'd played around with it quite a bit. So I've got my joint there. I want to make it a stationary joint. And now I've got my two components assembled. So that's what you guys are going to do for your assembly for your final drawing. If you've got any questions, ask me in class. Thanks.